Hello all. Now we are discussing about JSX. What is the meaning of JSX is JavaScript with XML. See, React follows JSX syntax, right? So JSX syntax, it means we are writing JavaScript components, and inside the JavaScript components, we are trying to giving the HTML code. And again, inside this HTML, we are trying to injecting the JavaScript inside. And finally, these JS components, whatever the JS components we have, we are actually sending this one to the index.html only. So index.html only understands by the browser. So this is the basically a flow of the React application. This is the flow of the React application. You try to understand. See, on top of the browser, what it is going to be actually rendering. On top of the browser, index.html is rendering, but index.html is rendering with index.js. We know that. But index.js is rendering with app.js. For this app.js, a lot of JS components are going to be attaching or binding JS components. But these JS components again having the content as HTML, but inside the HTML also, we are trying to adding JS. So this is the default structure. This is the default structure when you create the project. This is the default structure, app.js. Still app.js is the default structure. But this is our custom process. This is our custom process, custom code we are trying to working. So we are trying to creating a number of JS components, and we are trying to creating a number of HTML elements, and we are trying to injecting the JS functions inside or JS concepts inside. So this is what actually we are doing, but this is the predefined one. Whatever it is available here, this is the predefined one. Predefined means whenever you download the project, that is basically available for you. But here for creating multiple JS components according to your application, and creating your HTML content inside, and trying to giving some JavaScript for that, we are doing, right? So let me go with the VS Code, and I'm trying to explaining how these things are happening with. Okay, so this is the header component, right? I don't want to, yeah, I can keep the header component only. Let me switch off all these things. I don't want to use this. Or keep the previous things. And one more time, I will explain all these things. That is not an issue. And let me go with the things, simple things. I want to create something like first name and last name. Let f name or first name is equal to something like Sri. Okay. And let last name. So last name is equal to something like so this is my first name and last name. I got a first name and last name over there. So now what my requirement is, I just want to bind these two, first name and last name, into my H2. Okay. So inside the H2, what my requirement is, I want to add the first name and I want to add the last name. So I can directly give the expression as expression I can give. So expression, I can directly give the first name here. Then give a space, or you can give the underscore using with the string, right? Then last name will be inside this L underscore name. The finally header is going to be rendering. So first name and last name both are coming. So Srinivas underscore what? Yeah. So this is something like you can give like this underscore. You can give like this. First name and last name both are coming like this. And if you want, you can just give like full name is okay. You can try to write like this. This is a one way to write the thing. But this is H2, right? Now I want to provide a more and more details as an object. For example, let me define an object. Let details of employee, so is equal to something like this. Details of employee I'm trying to give it. Details of the employee, let me try to give the things. So details of the employee, yeah, I'm giving something like a salary. Salary, which is a object, right? So when I go for object, it is a key value pair. Okay, let me give the 60,000. and location. Let me give the IBM. So details of the employee I'm trying to provide, or employee ID also. If you want, you can just give the employee ID also. EMP ID colon 100004 employee ID. Comma missing, right? But here this one is something like this. Now what my requirement is, I just want to provide the employee details in the can I provide something like this? Employee details. Okay. For this employee details, let me try to give the order list item. Okay. For this list item, can I take order list or unordered list? Let me take unordered list now. For this unordered list, I want to give the list item. This one, first one is employee qualification is, or employee name is first of all. Employee name is this one. So you can give the first name, F underscore name, and underscore L underscore name. Then one more list item, employee qualification. Employee qualification. Here the thing is, this qualification is basically coming from, there is no qualification. Huh? Okay, let me try to provide the qualification here. Qualification colon should be something like MCA. Okay, comma. And this one is details of employee. Details of employee, first of all, need to pass to the major component. Based on that, I want to access the values. Details of the employee qualification, details of the employee dot qualification, this one. So the first list object is name, employee name. Second list object is qualification. Third list object is something like, what is the third list object you want? Salary, right? Employee salary. Okay, so let me provide the salary. So this time it is details of the employee. Okay, what is the object name? This is the object name, right? So details of the employee dot salary. And we have the location and employee ID also. Employee ID and location. Yes, employee ID. Employee ID is okay. What is the employee ID? Suppose employee ID is object.empid. And employee qualification is this, employee salary is this, and employee location. Finally, I want to find out the location also. How to find out the location? How to find out the location? EMP location. Location is okay. If you want to give the location, you can give the location. So again, object, this object dot, okay, location, this location. So what the location I'm trying to providing? IBM, right? Or employee company name, whatever it may be. Employee location, better we can give like organization. Organization. Okay, let me use something like organization. Or origin, whatever it may be. Origin. Let me say employee working location. Employee working location is something like origin. So finally, you can see browser. There are multiple things. Employee name, I got ID not coming, salary qualification not coming. What is the problem? EMPID, details of the employee dot EMPID. What is the issue? Name is coming, but ID is not coming, salary is not coming. What is the problem? Let me check it out. This is object, right? So pass the object for the header. ID not coming and qualification not coming, salary is not coming, and location is also not coming. Yes. Here I can go with the constant here, and let me pass the values for the H3 is here now. So let me go for the H4. And the first one is employee ID. And go for the object name. What is the object name here? Details of employee. Details of the employee dot emp ID. Now let me check this will come or not. The first one, yeah, employee ID is coming without passing the value. It is coming fine. And finally, I want to better. I take a H5 here for this. In the same way, I want to work with the first one is employee ID. Second one is qualification, salary, and origin. Qualification, salary, and origin. Qualification, salary, and origin. Yes. Employee qualification and salary. Sal, I think so. What is this? Sal and origin. Okay, fine. I just want to try to execute this. If I try to execute this, each and everything is there. Employee ID is 1004 and employee ID is MCA. Sorry, everything is ID now. That is a difference. This one is employee qualification, and this one is salary. This one is something like origin. Okay. Finally, you can see the output of the employee. Full name is something like Srinivas Gorandla, and employee details I'm trying to populating into the just H5s here. But if you want, you can try to work with the list objects also. So an ordered list you take, and in an ordered list you can provide as a list objects. Yeah, that will also come. Process is same. You create an object like this. You create an object like this. Whenever you want to access the object value, first of all, you need to pass the key. So this is the name of the object. Details of the employee is the name of the object. Object dot qualification value is MCA. Object dot salary, the value is 60,000. See, object. Whenever you want to access this MCA, what I want to do is, first of all, you need to specify the object name. Object name dot key. What is the key here? Key is qualification. And object name dot salary. Object name dot empid. In this way, you have to access the values. When you access the value, that value I want to bind as JavaScript expression into the HTML. As JavaScript expression into the HTML. So here, this is the HTML component. Inside the HTML component, I am using JavaScript. This is JavaScript. This is expression. This is expression. Expression is JavaScript. You are trying to binding the value as expression in real time. Dynamically, I can able to get the values from the server. If the data is coming from server, it is a kind of JSON object or JSON array. A list of values dynamically will come, and at that time also we have to bind the same process. We have to bind the data with the same process. You try to practice this program. This is very important. You try to understand it. Okay, we will explore more and more on this in the coming classes.